This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome to Pulse of Africa News. I'm Samia Mohammed with the latest. First, our top stories for today. Mozambique aims to become regional energy hub. Uganda signs $800 million deal with Islamic Development Bank. Korea and Africa eye stronger trade ties. Now, the news in detail. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa rejected US President Donald Trump's claim of white genocide in South Africa during a meeting in the Oval Office. Ramaphosa dismissed the allegation, noting official crime data and stating there is just no genocide in South Africa. He emphasized that most victims of violence are black South Africans and reaffirmed his government's commitment to constitutional land reform. Despite the confrontation, both leaders agreed to cooperate on economic issues, including critical minerals. ECOWAS, the German Federal Foreign Office, and the European Union have launched a joint initiative to combat cybercrime in West Africa. A high-level cyber diplomacy workshop was held on May 20, 2025 in Abuja, Nigeria, to enhance cybersecurity awareness among ECOWAS permanent representatives. The event, part of broader cybersecurity action plan, focused on building cyber diplomacy skills, implementing confidence-building measures, and protecting critical infrastructure across the region amid rising digital threats. Mozambican President Daniel Chapo announced plans to transform Mozambique into a regional energy hub during a conference marking 50 years of the Cahora Bassa hydropower plant. He highlighted HCB's role in Southern Africa's energy stability and called for modernization of its aging infrastructure. Chapo also cited new projects like Tammany gas plant and solar initiatives to diversify the energy mix. A British High Court judge has temporarily blocked the government from transferring sovereignty over the Chagos Island to Mauritius. The last-minute injunction on Thursday morning came hours before the agreement was expected to be signed at a virtual ceremony with representatives from the Mauritian government. The High Court decision was granted after action was taken by Bernadette Dugasse and Beatrice Pompey, two British nationals who were born at the Diego Garcia military base on Chagos, and claimed that the island should remain under British control. In other news, new research warns that runaway melting of Earth's major ice sheets could cause significant sea level rise and force mass migration from coastal areas, even if global warming is limited to the widely accepted 1.5 Celsius target. Published in Communication, Earth and Environment, the research shows that current warming levels of 1.2 degrees Celsius may already be enough to trigger irreversible ice loss in Greenland and Antarctica. The study, which analyzed satellite data, climate models, and historical records found in ice loss, has quadrupled since the 1990s, now contributing significantly to sea level rise. To prevent rapid ice sheet collapse, researchers say global warming must be limited closer to 1 degree Celsius, an increasingly unlikely scenario without drastic emission cuts. Iran has accepted Oman's proposal to hold a fifth round of indirect nuclear talks with the United States. In Rome on Friday, Iranian Foreign Minister spokesperson Ismail Baghai announced. The talks aim to address uranium enrichment and U.S. sanctions, with Iran insisting on its right to peaceful nuclear energy. Facilitated by Oman, Iranian and U.S. delegation have also far held 4 rounds of indirect talks since April on Tehran's nuclear program and the lifting of U.S. sanctions. The 4th round was held in Muscat on May 11.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Moving on to business news. Uganda has signed an $800 million financing deal with the Islamic Development Bank to support economic resilience and sustainable development from 2025 to 2027. The agreement was signed by Treasury Secretary Ramatan Gobi and ISDB Vice President Dr. Rami Ahmed during the bank's annual meeting in Algiers. The funding will focus on climate-resilient infrastructure, human capital development, and key sectors like health, energy, agriculture, and transport. The deal also promotes digitalization, youth empowerment, and Islamic finance. Finally, South Korea has pledged to boost economic cooperation with Africa. The commitment was made during the Africa Day 2025 Korea-Africa Business Forum in Seoul. Deputy Trade Minister Park Jong-won said Africa's young population and rich resources position it as a future global growth hub. He praised the African Continental Free Trade Area as a key step toward a unified market. Park emphasized that combining Korea's technology with Africa's potential can create strong economic synergies as global supply chains shift. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.